it play and call it work.
Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to our Orcpocalypse 2v2 fight. So this is a bit of a preview to our Apocalypticon, which is coming up this April 2020, where we're looking to get 40 people jammed in this room playing an enormous game of Apocalypse. But right now I got Kaelon and Nathan and Steve. You may all know Steve. And Nathan and Kaelon have come down to grace us with their presence to play a big game of orcs versus Space Marines and Eldar. Put up your hands if you're an orc player. There's the orcs, Eldar, and Space Marines. So this video is going to be pretty simplistic. I'm going to show you how all the armies look like, and then at the end of each turn, we'll show what's happened. So it shouldn't be too long a video. We're not going to show all the dice rolls and stuff. It's too big a game to try to get all that in. But if you're interested in attending an enormous Apocalypse game, then go check out well, go to MiniWarGaming.com/challenge, and you'll see listed on there as the Apocalypticon event, and go sign up for that now. All the details are there as well, so go check it out. Let's go take a look at the deployment. Scenario is the very basic scenario. There are 6 objectives around the table, and we're probably not going to care about them. We are all deployed, and we're going to fight, and if somehow we haven't totally destroyed each other by the end of the game, which will roughly be 4 or 5 turns, depending on how long everything takes, then we look at how many people have controlled objectives, and whoever's controlled the most wins. But that's not till the end, so you don't get points for every turn. I kind of wish that you got points every turn, but yeah, we're just not going to care about the objectives. We're going to shoot each other, destroy things, and see what happens. Let's go into it. We're about to go into the damage phase of turn 1, and as you can see by looking at the table, things are getting a little messy. Look at this dogfight going on right here. Like, holy cow. And so basically, if you're not familiar with Apocalypse, damage is all applied at the same time, and so we have not yet done that. So that's why I wanted to show you before and after of what's alive and what's not. So here's the before. And after damage, I wish that we were recording all the rolls, but there's a lot of boring rolls. But I made every single 4+ save on a super heavy. Woo! Woo! Not rubbing it in, Nathan. Not rubbing it in. But you rolled a lot of 6s. I was terrified. I ran them all away from it in case it blew up. Sorry, I forgot to warn you,
okay.
Kaelon, not to stay close. I was so concerned about trying to, and then I went to roll. I'm like, oh crap, he's got a bunch of stuff next to it. It's all good. It's all good. So over here, you lost 2 of your.
We gotta fix something.
Oh, you gotta fix something?
Yeah.
All right, we'll fix it. We lost 2 Daka jets over here and a Storm Eagle gunship, and we got critically wounded, critically wounded, a little wounded, and wounded. So we just got some wounds around, not tons of damage yet. And on this side, I don't see nearly as many Eldari flyers.
What happened?
Where'd they all go? Where'd all your flyers go?
It just happens.
So your dead pile is right here. Wow. And these guys were inside the Tantalus when it blew up, and they were the unfortunate victims of that explosion.
Yeah.
That is sad. What about the orc side, Steve?
Well, we lost 1 bomber and 1 snatcher.
Any damage?
We did a couple wounds on the bikes, a couple wounds on the boys. We got 1 wound on the Morkanaut. Oh, I forgot to roll that one.
Okay, so maybe a wound right there.
Oh, wound, probably.
Remember, you get +1 save because you're in a building.
No.
No? Okay.
That's going to be a wound.
So a little bit of sprinkling of damage across there. On the Eldar side, some pretty heavy casualties.
Yeah, we did good.
But you got lots more guys inside your transport, so maybe this next turn we'll see. maybe actually help? Maybe pull your weight, Kaelon?
I might be able to pull my way in.
Did you see? My super
If you want,
He's the most efficient.
yeah, my super heavy's still alive.
you want to join the orc team?
Yeah.
You're gonna make everyone.
Yeah, it wasn't shot at. It wasn't even shot at.
It's not going that way.
Just join the orc team, Kaelon.
On your way, flying over there.
Just head that way. You come on, join us.
That's right.
Geos!
I'm seeing it.
Yeah, let's do it. It's on him.
Derek Eldar.
All right. I get it. I'm sorry. Please don't shoot me. Okay, anyways, so yeah, a bit of damage both sides. I think I would say the Space Marines fared slightly better over here, but that's hard to say because you're about to get to me. And the only reason you didn't do more damage is because you couldn't charge me quite yet. And on this side, I don't know what to think because there's just so many models on the table, it's hard to say. So that's the end of turn 1. So we're gonna go to bed and come back tomorrow, but to you guys, it's gonna be just a blink of an eye.
Good morning.
Turn 2. End of turn 2. Oh, sorry, not end of turn 2. We're into turn 2 damage phase. Just want to show you this. So we had the flyers come in, drop bombs and Daka, and then get retaliated with a couple shots. Thunderhawk got hurt, moved back, and actually hit the truck in close combat. It was awesome. And my flyers came back. There's tons of damage everywhere. I'm not going to try to go over everything individually. Essentially, we're probably going to see a lot of things disappear from in here, both on orcs and on the Space Marine side, as everything also swarms forward. Big kerfuffle right here with the dreadnoughts and orcs. We're gonna see tons of orcs disappear, and probably at least half of these dreadnoughts are about to go away. The Astraeus, we're gonna be rolling lots of saves again. Let's see if I get lucky with my 4 pluses. On this side, there's a little less carnage on the orc side. There's lots of large blasts and a few things, but plenty of blast markers on all the Eldar. So before, and here's the after. So not as much carnage right on this side, but as we head over here, we start to see a lot more. Big unit of 30 boys destroyed right there. Another big unit of 30 boys right there. 4 out of 6 of my dreadnoughts are gone, and 1 is hurt. And as we come over here, Defcopt is dead. So is my lieutenant. And moving over here, 30 boys dead. Knob squad of bikers is dead. Another squad of bikers is dead. I lost my infiltrators, and I've experienced a bunch of injuries along my lines. Oh, there's one more blast. I forgot the Reavers, but it's not going to kill them, so that's okay. And other than that, my Astraeus super heavy tank used the armor of contempt to do D12s and did not get crippled. So as much as it's not actually doing a ton of damage, but it sure is soaking up a lot, so I'm pretty happy with that. So lots of damage on both sides. Oh yeah, and we're missing 2 of the flyers, including the one that had the force field thing, the -1 to wound bubble. So that's kind of nice. And you lost the bomber, so you left a 2 Dock Adjust, which is still good firepower, but a lot less than what it was before. So we're starting to see things disappear. I'm sure in turn 3 we'll see even more things disappear. So let's go into turn 3 now. Moving into the turn 3 damage phase. So first off, right at the beginning of the action phase, Steve and Nathan dropped all sorts of bad boys right in here. They had 3 cards, an orbital bombardment, which basically chooses the point and possibly hurts everything nearby. They dropped a bomb that the orcs have, which does the same thing basically. And then a big laser burn went across. And so most of the large blasts, like a ton of blasts on here, are just from that. So I have a funny feeling that after I start rolling damage, pretty much everything in here is gonna have disappeared for real this time. And you can see there's tons of damage to the Hellblasters. This unit's got like 7 large blasts on it. So this unit's probably dead, this unit's probably dead. But in Retribution, we've got a big blob of orcs that's gonna disappear. Both these flyers are probably dead. Both of my dreadnoughts are probably dead. Big blob of orcs that are gonna disappear right here. And as we kind of go over, in the back, we did some damage. We might kill some looters in the back. And all sorts of movement over here as lots of damage to, well, I don't see much damage on the orcs. Seems to be a theme on this side of the table.
Yeah.
Steve,
I'm pretty lucky.
man, bring guests in from how far away and you just be like, hey, I'm Steve. Bam, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. All right, so all sorts of damage over here that we're gonna have to resolve and we'll see what disappears. And the big guy, he's not gonna die from this because he's got 10 wounds, but this could seriously cripple him. We shall see. And after damage, you can see a little bit of a space here. I used a card to keep my Hellblasters alive, but I lost all the intercessors in here, so now my captain's all by himself. I lost Hellblasters, Reavers. I lost my suppressors, both my flyers, and another flyer over there. We saw a big squad of orcs disappear here. They should have disappeared, but they went to ground and doubled their save and managed to hold on, although they are critically damaged. The Ludas used the Armor of Contempt, I believe, and survived inside of there when they should have died, and then they failed their morale. It should have killed them, but then they had insane bravery. So cards for the win.
We've been stacking the cards.
Yes, you've been stacking lots of cards. And then we come over here, and what has really died? Tell me.
My boys and like 3 of the wagons.
3 of the wagons, and I see a critically damaged.
Oh yeah, this thing's got 7 wounds, 3 left.
It's only got 3 wounds left, so it's critically damaged. Now instead of firing 8 mediocre shots, it's going to be 4 mediocre shots.
I took a wound.
You took a wound. I don't care about the individual wounds, Steve.
I took one right here, and I made all my saves over there. I made all my saves over there. They made their saves, and then they made their saves.
I killed some orcs.
Awesome.
Yeah, I actually killed orcs.
Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know 12 Blinkers have bravery 8?
Do they have bravery 8 or leadership 8? I did not know that. Why are they so leadership high?
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, orcs make total sense. They don't have to though. They don't have to. It's okay. So we're gonna go now into turn 4. Turn 4 into the damage phase. It's actually, there's been a lot of damage, but you know, it's starting to wind down. You're starting to see now that things are dying faster, or people think it was the last turn and just decided not to fire as much anymore.
Yes,
that seems to be what happened over there. But there's still lots of damage markers. My Hellblasters are covered in blast markers. I got blast markers all over these. My Astreus might die, maybe, finally, for sure. We got all sorts of blasts on the orcs. And more over here as well. As we strafe over here, I can see blasts everywhere.
There's more blasts to the orcs than there is to my guys.
I know, that's because Steve thought it was the last turn. I love it. I love it.
No, because Steve was told it's the last turn.
No.
And they changed it. Was that the last turn? It's alright, you don't.
No, we're actually making great time. And so let's finish this damage phase and see what it looks like after. With some fancy work with some cards, I managed to keep my Hellblasters alive, and they should have been dead, and I also used a bunch of cards to keep my Astreus alive, but unfortunately got critically damaged, as did the Hellblasters on top. But all the rest of my infantry, save the chaplain, are now gone. From the orc side, the bikes are now damaged. We lost a big group of 30 boys right here. All the knobs that were inside that building died. I lost a flyer to morale. He rolled a 6 twice. It was awesome. And then over here, as we move over, what else did we lose?
Cards kept these 2 alive.
Cards kept those 2 alive?
Yeah.
Big guy still alive? Any other notable deaths?
Lost 2 troops of
bikes.
Harlequin.
Lots of bikes, lost 2 troops of Harlequins. And you can see it starting to get a little more sparse everywhere, at least from all the main infantry. As, yeah, that's a lot of damage. Turn 5, damage. Okay, so we'll talk about who's going to win for sure. after we do all the damage. The Astraeus, I think it's gonna die now. Hell Blasters are probably gonna die. We got some damage on some of the Orcs as well. The Grots ran and took the building to grab that objective. Orcs have grabbed this objective right here. The Astraeus is on this objective, but it's about to die, and we got Orcs on it. Orcs are on that objective. We got Harlequins on this objective, and that one's kind of up for grabs based on who wins or who lives or who dies. So let's do our damage. And after I have hardly anything left, Hell Blasters are all dead, my characters are all dead. The Super Heavy actually exploded, but we didn't bother resolving the damage because it actually would have no effect. And the Grot stayed alive. On this end, anything important die?
We cleared out, we held this objective. I lost over there, so he held that one.
So, we'll call it the non-Orc side have this objective. Orcs have that objective. Orcs have this objective. Orcs have this objective. Orcs have this objective. Orcs have that objective. Now, I'm gonna have to do the math, crunch the numbers, but I believe that's an Orc victory.
If you would have shot the Grots, we may have actually done something.
Yeah, right. You know, I would have done that if we ever had initiative.
Surrender.
Thanks for coming, Kaelon.
Yeah. Right, Steve, now we turn it that way.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What is this happening?
That would be, as much as right now you're too tired, there is something cool about that continuation where all of a sudden now it's them versus them.
Red and yellow clashes.
I think we could predict though that yellow would win because there's a lot of shooting still over there to gun down the rest of your stuff. I don't know, that thing doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it's not just
The work is from the Ludas and the boys, and maybe the bikes.
do quite well.
The mech guns too.
Very well.
Yep.
Yes, for sure. So it was a fun, wacky game, which is what Apocalypse is all about. And I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. I know this is not a long battle report. I don't know if you could follow along with everything. But it's such a big game. We can't record all the details. It's just too much. But Nathan, Steve, Kaelon, thanks for joining me.
That's great.
And helping have this fun Orcpocalypse with Facestompa's Waaagh here. And just experiencing this. So this is a good warm-up once again for Apocalypticon. I'm actually quite optimistic that with 40 players in here, we can figure out, with a couple of rules changes, with 40.
10 times the people.
Yeah, but I think we need to, there's a couple of little house rules we're gonna have to make to help it speed up, like really toning down the command cards, and also just how the alternate activations is going to work. But I think it'll work just fine. So if you're interested in coming and joining us for an entire game that fills this whole room, because that's it, it's the whole room is going to be dedicated to it. Nobody else will be able to play in here while we're doing the Apocalypticon. Then check out MiniWarGaming.com/challenge. On there's a list of all our different events that you should be able to see Apocalypticon. Click on that and get details for the event. It's coming this April 17th and 18th, 2020. So you got lots of time to prepare your armies. Minimum of 250 power, all the way up to roughly 500 power each person is allowed to bring. So in regular 40K speak, that's roughly 5,000 to 10,000 points that you need to be able to bring. And join it with fully painted, of course. And if you're interested in seeing that come down, or just come on down to MiniWarGaming, go check it all out. And once again, thank you guys for playing. I hope you enjoyed this battle report. Happy wargaming.